I always say, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. Public no longer pays this deputy to stay home. Augusta, Georgia. The new year brings a new sheriff as Eugene Brantley officially takes over as Richmond County's top cop. The veteran lawmaker won the seat on a platform to make Augusta streets safer and to improve the culture of the sheriff's office. Good luck. In the transition, one notable deputy will be out of a job. Unclear. Your I-team was first to uncover that you, the taxpayer, have been paying Deputy Brandon Keathley to sit at home for the past 4 years. On Tuesday, they confirmed that the ride is over. Source shared exclusive body cam video of that night showing Keathley striking Deputy Nicholas Nunez in the head with a flashlight. This happened back in February of 2020 as Nunez took over CPR on a teenager with a gunshot wound. Keathley then hit Nunez in the back of the head with a flashlight. Now, there's some words that YouTube don't like, so I'm not going to say them. If they show up in here, I'll point them out. Nunez, dude, you just hit me. Did you just hit me with the flashlight? Dude. Nunez's injury required stitches and staples. D'Angelo Burns, 17, died on the scene. Outgoing Sheriff Richard Brantley suspended Keathley for 30 days and also gave Nunez a written reprimand. I saw this video a while ago and I can't remember exactly. I guess they'll show parts of it. But I remember thinking, what the... Anyway, Keathley continued to work as a deputy for 10 months. Then the grand jury indicted him on felony charges and he was arrested. Wow, must be the end of Keathley, right? It is not. Keathley lost his certification as a law enforcement officer in Georgia, meaning he wasn't even legally a deputy anymore, but Roundtree did not fire him. Instead, Roundtree put Keathley on paid administrative leave, and ever since, you, the taxpayers, have paid Keathley's salary. Just how much? He was booked into jail December 2nd, 2020, so that means he's been on paid leave for 1,491 days now. During that time, they uncovered he has been given raises and promotions, apparently. By the calculations, that's more than $181,000. Not only did he get paid for doing nothing, he received thousands of dollars in bonuses given to other deputies who, unlike Keathley, were on the front lines risking their lives. They like to say that, front lines risking their lives. Law enforcement isn't even in the top 25 of most dangerous jobs. Feel free to look that up. They like to say that. Makes them feel bold, makes them feel tough. They're not. Anyway, that brings his total stay at home closer to likely $200,000. How many jobs do you know of? How many jobs do you have that you can be in jail and still collect your paycheck? Raise your hand. I'd like to know how many people can not be in law enforcement and collect a paycheck in jail. Anyway, both incoming Sheriff Eugene Brantley and a member of his command staff confirmed to us that Keathley's time with the Richmond County Sheriff's Office ends now. We asked if this technically meant he was fired. Chief of Staff Lewis Blanchard said no. Keathley can reapply for a job, but that hinges on the outcome of his trial and whether his certification is restored. 4 years later, Keathley still doesn't have a court date. Still doesn't have a court date. You can't make this up. Law enforcement, the last 20 years, has completely gone to shit. My husband was in law enforcement for years. He was in the Marine Corps for years, and he worked for the Department of Correction for years. And this is not the military you see now, the law enforcement you see now, and the Department of Corrections you see now. None of that shit went on back then. Back then, they couldn't wait to fire you and bring somebody else in. You were held accountable for your shit. Not anymore. Here we go.
Officially takes over as Richmond County's top cop. The veteran lawman won the seat on a platform to make Augusta streets safer and to improve the culture of the sheriff's office. In the transition, one notable deputy will be out of a job.
Your I-team's Meredith Anderson was first to uncover you, the taxpayer, have been paying Deputy Brandon Keathley to sit at home for the past 4 years.
But tonight, she's confirmed the free ride is over. Brandon Keathley is facing
I don't know why the outgoing sheriff shouldn't somehow be held accountable for all that pay that he owes the taxpayers back.
2 felony charges for assaulting another deputy. A source shared this exclusive body cam video with me of that night, showing Keathley striking Deputy Nicholas Nunes in the head with a flashlight. Now, this all happened back in February of 2020, as Nunes took over CPR on a teenager with a gunshot wound. Keathley then hit Nunes in the back of...
I'm going to go back and find that video. I'm pretty sure there's a longer video that... I'm not sure how much I'm going to show in, well, we've only got 2 minutes left now. There's a longer video. I'm going to find it, and I'll do another video on it.
The head with a flashlight. Nunes' injuries required stitches and staples. 17-year-old D'Angelo Burns died on scene. Outgoing Sheriff Richard Roundtree suspended Keathley for 30 days and also gave Nunes a written reprimand. Keathley continued to work as a deputy for 10 months. Then a grand jury indicted him on felony charges and he was arrested. He lost his certification as a law enforcement officer in Georgia, meaning he wasn't even legally a deputy anymore. But Sheriff Roundtree did not fire him. Instead, he put him on paid administrative leave. And ever since, you, the taxpayer, have paid Keathley's salary. Just how much? He was booked into jail December 2nd, 2020. So that means he's been on paid administrative leave.
So it sounds like, I thought I found a different one. It sounds like, I wasn't even paying attention. I-Team has, is it all I-Team? Franklin County Special Prosecutors Office turning surplus. So maybe they're the only ones that did cover it. Okay, I thought this was a different article than this, but yeah, so it's just going to repeat basically what I said. But anyway, still, it's the whole point of it is bullshit.
For 1,491 days now. During that time, the I-Team has uncovered he's also been given a raise.
You can't make this shit up. He's been in jail, still drawing his pay, got raises, got bonuses. It's ridiculous.
By our calculations, that's more than $181,000.
Of course it is.
Not only did he get paid for...
Also, $200,000 a year for law enforcement, that is absolutely ridiculous. Anymore, they ride around, they do nothing. They sit in their cars in fast food parking lots. You can drive down the road, nobody's 6 or 8 of them sitting there, and then you come back 3 hours later, and they're still sitting there doing nothing on the taxpayer dime. It is ridiculous.
Doing nothing. But he also received thousands of dollars in bonuses given to all deputies who, unlike Keathley, were on the front lines risking their lives. That brings his total for staying at home likely closer to $200,000. Both incoming Sheriff Eugene Brantley and a member of his command staff confirmed to me Keathley's time with the sheriff's office ends now. I ask if this technically means he was fired, and the Chief of Staff, Louis Blanchard, says no. Keathley can reapply for a job, but that hinges on the outcome of his trial and if his certification is restored.
Restored? They should burn that certification. I-Team. Clerk, escape. All seems to be from the same. I just didn't know if there'd be any different information than what we already know. Likely not. You're gonna just repeat the same thing over and over again, and my internet will take probably forever. Yeah, it's the same picture, same crap. But yeah, so taxpayers, feel free to pick up another shift, because they'll likely give him his certification back. He should be made to go back through the training. He needs a psychological. They all need a psychological evaluation. I don't even think they do that anymore. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I am out.
And 4 years later, Keathley still doesn't have a court date.
Still doesn't have a court date. Who's surprised about that? His free rides are would, at least allegedly. Anyway, I'm out. I'm not sure at this point what buttons and shit I can touch on here that this screen recording is not going to have a problem with it. But this is like the 5th time I've tried to do this. Thought I was going to be able to do it screen for screen and make this full screen. And every time I did, the software said no. And Then the last time I did it, my mic decided it wanted to be stupid, so let's see where we get with this one. But I said I had seen the video before, and this is it, and this is some of the backstory to it. Because, and I almost couldn't find it, and I was like, I know I've seen it before, but I don't understand why I couldn't find it. Because this case hasn't been to trial, the body cam video is not in the public record. The source gave it to the I-Team. They've been investigating how the Richmond County Sheriff's Office investigates itself. Well, they don't investigate themselves. They come out with some PR bullshit and sweep everything under the rug, and then the next big thing happens and everybody forgets about it. This could be yet another example that raises questions about who polices the police. Nobody does. Nobody polices the police. The police unions are not for that. The police unions are for keeping uniforms filled and keeping money coming into their pockets. That's all they're about. Anyway, and reading through this earlier, I found some stuff that I didn't know initially about the Deputy Nunes. The sheriff had a conference. Of course he did. He said it's embarrassing. 30 days, and of course we know he's been getting paid for years. But they told Nunes now works in the private sector. He's able to speak now. He doesn't have copies of the body cam videos, so they showed them to him. And he was told from senior leadership at the sheriff's office at the time that I was to refrain from speaking to you unless I wanted to become jobless. So my career was dangled in front of me. And so in order to pay my mortgage, pay my bills, and have a sustainable way of life, I was told I could not speak to you. So they told him to keep his mouth shut or he wouldn't have a job. So he went from Richmond County, Georgia to Phoenix, where he's in the private sector now. And good thing he's not working in law enforcement. Lives in Phoenix, Arizona. And because Phoenix, Arizona police are, let's just say, Phoenix is ridiculous. Their law enforcement is ridiculous. So Nunes is a former Marine who, even as a deputy, carried his own medical supplies. And they spoke with a mother about a mother of a victim that he had helped back in the day. But apparently, what I didn't know, let me see if I can find it. When Nunes went over there and pushed him, Keathley, out of the way, committed a violation of the law. Now, Nunes is the one that got cracked with a flashlight, and Keathley is the one that cracked him with the flashlight. And they said that Chief Deputy, it's a crime to willfully restrict or obstruct an emergency medical technician. And I was like, wow, I didn't realize that Keathley was an emergency medical technician. And apparently, at one point, yeah, he worked for the fire department. He is a certified EMT, and I didn't know all that. So apparently, it was a case of who has the bigger balls. Right here. Like Nunes, Keathley also has a military background. According to his personnel records, he was a military police, I think it's supposed to be military police officer in the Army. He also was a former Augusta firefighter and certified EMT. Charged Nunes criminally. He said no. It was pretty much a dispute between two co-workers. He don't think any of them should be charged, but that's policing the police. I think it was a matter of who had the bigger set. Nunes went to the hospital that night. He felt the back of his head and it was wet, and he looked at his glove and noticed it was some blood, and not from the gunshot wound patient. Suspended for 30 days. Grand jury 137. Standard. Meanwhile, his certification with Georgia Peace Post has been suspended. They need to take that post certificate and burn it. But they said earlier, let me see if I can find it, where they said this Nunes, the one that got cracked with had a habit of trying to show up and play Billy Badass. Hold up. Where is it at? It's gonna make me sit here. and look and look and look, when normally it is just right there. I know it's not this far up, and I'm just sitting here wasting time at this point. CPR 17-year-old. Airway trial. I already read that. No. Wait, that's what we already went through on the other one. Head. Because it was what the sheriff had said, or the whoever, the sheriff's underling. This is taking forever. Let him do his work. In an email to the I-Team, Keathleys' attorney wrote the following: Nunes sees himself as some social media hero. He has tried to create heroic video content by interfering with Richmond County firefighters who are rendering aid in the past. And then that goes on to talk about the other one, both that are military. Anyway, long story short, it is not. I'm probably 5 minutes into this now. Here is a video, and I'm not going to go full screen, because if I go full screen, trust and believe, this recording software will stop. Here we go.
Hey, y'all stay back, please. Y'all stay back.
Also, I'm not sure what that static is. It's on here, because if you'll notice, it's somebody is recording. This isn't like downloaded and sent to them. Somebody is recording it from a computer screen. It looks like there's a computer screen here, and there's probably somebody sitting here and somebody probably standing back in the recording it, probably on a burner phone, so nobody knows who it come from, so they can just anonymously send it, because they're probably tired of shit too. See right here?
See me with the flashlight, dude?
Where's he bleeding from?
Trying to hold his mouth to get him to breathe, to start resuscitating breathing,
That's
and he cracked
Nunes.
me in the back of the... He said, don't push me, because he shoved me. Told me to get the fuck out of the way. Dude, you saw that, right?
I didn't see it.
Okay, so it sounds like they're using that buzzing to buzz out the cuss words.
Dude, I wasn't getting on
Dude. I want to hear him say dude. Can you say dude one more time? Usually when you forget somebody's name, you say dude.
Negative, hold the net for us.
Alright, listen, I gotta go assist him, okay?
Yeah, fine, man.
Sit right here and wait for him, alright?
Dude,
I have to
Yep,
assist
they
him.
can.
no, he's good right there. Dude.
Hey, you got currency tape in you?
I don't, we're gonna wait till the supervisor gets out here.
Okay. You got it done out here, so that's fine.
Where at?
Yeah, we don't need to touch the car right now.
Well, I'm not. I'm just making sure nobody...
Where is he at? The passenger seat?
And then the driver's right there around.
Yeah, let's get him out of the car. Get his clothes off.
Is he alive?
Here. Ready? Hey, yeah.
So what this looks like to me is Nunes and Keathley were playing who's got the bigger set of balls, and it's probably been an ongoing thing with them two in interdepartmental, and Keathley just decided that he had enough of his shit and cracked him in the back of the head with a flashlight. Still doesn't mean he should be in jail and awaiting trial and all this and that. And over the last 4 years, he's been paid almost $200,000 a year.
There you go. Get in the car. There you go. Get his clothes up. There you go. Where's the bleed at? Take a look.
And they tried to blur that up. I caught the name a couple times, but you can slow it down and see.
Right here. Cut this off. Who's got that?
What? Ooh, watch it. I got you. There you go.
Watch out. Right here. Right in the net. All right, now flip him over. We got one in the net.
Yep.
Hey, where's the driver at? All right. Hey, where's the driver? We got him over there separated.
Alright, shake it, roll. No, take his head, roll it over.
Hold on. Watch out.
Anyway, let me know what you think about this complete shit show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
Hey,
Look at me.
no, step back.
I'm working on it, dude. Get the fuck away. Hey, don't push me when I'm working.
Get his clothes on.
Just exactly what you want to see some law enforcement show up and do. Piss and moan at each other. They're good at that.
Did you just see me with the flashlight, dude?
That's what it is. They're using that buzzing. It sounds like a taser to try to buzz out the cuss words. They're not doing a very good job.
Hey, no extra long.
Anyway, I'm out.